Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm doing a crafty, making things arts and crafts day sort of video. So the three girls, one deck people, Julie, Sarah, and Heather, and they had a guest whose name I didn't write down, so of course I forgot, but I'll link the video below, did a sort of crafty tarot adjacent video. So they talked about making tarot cards as a form of craftiness, but then also what other sort of arts and crafts they each did. And it was really fun. And I thought, I haven't been very crafty lately, I should do something about that. One thing I've done lately is I'm working on making my own rune cards. So I'll insert photos, assuming I remember, because as we've established, my memory is not good. Of what the final couple of options will be, but basically this is not the right one for this card. Neither is this, but it's closer. I took photos of each of the cards with the runestones, so I'm not really approaching this story in any sort of sensible at the beginning, middle, end order, but a few years ago I created my own runestones. So I went around and collected rocks that I felt matched each of the runes in some kind of way, and wrote on them, and this is just a handful of them because I've got them all out in order in the other room because I'm studying them this month. And one of the ways I decided to do that was I had these little blank white tarot card sized cards. So I basically wrote down, oh, where's the book? One moment. Here's the book. I've been using Call of the Runes by Walter McGorry. He's also got a YouTube playlist of all the runes up to the one before this one, up to this one, which is Elches, which is this one. So I've been listening to that and reading this book, and it's really good. And then, so as I've been doing that, I've been making these little collages, one for each of the runes. Some of the ones on top are a bit bowed because I've been pressing them all under stacks of books to get them to lie flat, because the glue and everything sort of made them go a little wonky, but they're not like the most perfect collages. Like I can see where there's like the thickness of the glue underneath there, which, you know, is annoying, but that's okay, I'll live. So this is my little series of collages that I've photographed with the rune that they represent, and one of these days I might even get them actually printed out, because I've done a second set with sort of these keywords on the back, or not on the back, on the bottom. And so yeah, that's one of the projects I've been working on lately. I've also been working on, so I made a Doctor Who tarot deck a while ago. That was fun. And someday I will need to update it with the new people. But one thing I've also been working on updating is my tarot herbalism study cards. So they're mostly prairie plants, but they're plants I work with a lot. And so I want to make two versions. Some I want to get better pictures of, and a few are pictures that are not mine. So I've been working on collecting all the pictures, which I think I'm like 3 plants short or something. I'm getting so close. And then redo them in a couple of versions, one with the associations and herbalism information on the back, but with the tarot name and plant name on the front, and then one with just a patterned back of some description. So that's my plan for that, which is ongoing and will happen whenever I feel like cracking open my massive pile of herbalism textbooks and finishing up a few cards that I need to. I've got some better information to put on the back of some of them. So that was version 1 of that, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a great way to learn both herbalism and the tarot. So that's been delightful. Other crafts I do, so I used to do crochet a lot, but I haven't done it lately. This is one scarf that I've been working on, and I say working on, I've been doing, like, this has been there for like 2 years or something. So clearly I haven't done much lately, but it will be a shawl eventually. It's a sliver of fabric at the moment. And I'll insert some little clips of other things that I've made in the past as well. But I've also done spinning before. So this is some roving, which is just dyed and carded, or carded and dyed wool. And I love the colors. They're very fall. And now that the Tour de France is back on, there's a company, I can't remember what their name is. It's a small company, smallish, but they do something every year called the Tour de Fleece, where you spin as much as you can during the Tour de France. And basically, I did this last year, this during the winter, and nothing else since. So I need to get through this darn roving already. So that is some spinning I've been doing. Okay, here are some of the other crocheted things I've made. So this is a really long rectangular scarf that I will never do again because the number of chain stitches you just had to do to make this was ridiculous. A cowl, another scarf. I think that's everything on this rack. Okay, and then these racks have more. This is woven. This is also woven with twisted ends, which is really fun. This is crocheted. This is a Ravenclaw scarf with the book colors from when I started trying to knit and couldn't finish it, so a friend of mine kindly finished it for me. I loved it. I still love it. It's fantastic. And then over here I've got, this is a cowl, one of those infinity scarf type ones, a shawl. I've got a couple more shawls at work, I think. Another woven, this is a really wide woven plaid scarf. And then this was just like a kerchief slash cowl. And then in this corner I've got this, started out as maybe a scarf but was too short and too thick, so it became a wall hanging. I'm still deciding if I'm going to attach this or not, so it's pinned on there for now. And then this was a pandemic project. When I was stuck at home, I made myself a besom, and this is just where I hang herbs. So it looks a bit random at the moment. And then I made myself a witch's ladder very recently, actually. So it's got certain particular types of twigs and feathers. I haven't finished the ends off because I might still add a couple more things if I can find them, but we shall see. And then this is a staff that I made, and it's just, I think it's probably poplar, but I'm not entirely sure. I found it along the riverbank, and I sanded it and finished it. And I use that mostly for, it's my bedroom, because I use it mostly for Seder, or my modern attempt at Seder, which I'm not very good at, and I realize is sort of reconstruction-y, but anyway, that's that. And then here are a couple other things I refinished. So this is an old Singer sewing machine that has become a shelf for herbal books and whatnot, and it's a bit weighed down at the moment, but I refinished that. And then I also refinished my grandma's cedar chest. So now it's a storage place for family history stuff, and it is very pretty. I like it. Oh, and I just about forgot. I sewed these pillowcases with the leftover fabric from this quilt that I made, which is just a plain square quilt with X's through them and a border, and I love it. The back is just very simple. And then I have quilted a few other little like pot holders and things. That's a bit burned, but oh well. And this is another shawl that I had at work. And I think that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.